Most people think Campbell's Soup was built around comfort food, warm bowls, cozy kitchens, sick days on the couch. That idea feels right, but it isn't how the story started. Campbell's Soup was not born from a love of soup at all. It came from a problem nobody wanted to deal with. Food was heavy, spoiled fast, and was hard to ship. What happened next changed how Americans ate forever. And it all began with tomatoes that were going bad. In the late 1800s, food did not travel well. Fresh produce spoiled quickly. Canned food existed, but it was bulky, expensive, and hard to move long distances. Farmers lost money because crops could not reach cities in good shape. Joseph Campbell did not start as a soup man, he was a fruit seller. His business focused on canned tomatoes, jellies, sauces, and preserved foods. Soup was barely an afterthought. The real goal was preservation. Keep food from rotting, make it last, get it from farms to cities without waste. Cans were filled with water because water helped keep food stable. That made products heavier, slower to ship, and costly to store. Every can carried more liquid than food. No one thought much about it until someone finally asked a simple question. That question came from a chemist named John T. Dorrance. He worked for Campbell's and had a background most food workers did not. He understood chemistry and efficiency. Dorrance looked at Campbell's Soup and saw a mistake hiding in plain sight. Water was cheap, weight was not. Shipping water across the country made no sense. So he removed it. Instead of selling soup ready to eat, he created condensed soup, thick, concentrated, and lighter. Consumers could add water at home. Companies could ship more product at lower cost. Stores could stock more cans in the same space. This was not meant to create a food icon, it was a shipping fix. That small change turned Campbell's into something unstoppable. Condensed soup arrived at the perfect moment. Cities were growing fast, families were busy. Cooking from scratch every day was tiring and expensive. Campbell's Soup was cheap. It lasted a long time on the shelf. It could be cooked quickly. Anyone could make it without training or special tools. Soon, soup became more than soup. It turned into a cooking shortcut. People used it in casseroles, sauces, baked dishes, and quick meals. A single can could stretch a meal for a whole family. Campbell's leaned into this idea. They did not just sell food, they sold ease. The label stayed simple. The recipe stayed the same. Trust grew quietly. The famous can design came from inspiration outside the kitchen. The colors were borrowed from a football uniform seen at a game. Red and white felt bold, clean, and easy to spot. The design barely changed for decades. That was intentional. When shoppers walked down grocery aisles, the can felt familiar. Familiar feels safe. Safe sells. This was not flashy branding. It was steady presence. People grew up with it. Parents served it. Children recognized it. That connection lasted across generations. Campbell's success followed American life closely. During wars, soup fed soldiers and families at home. During economic struggles, it offered cheap meals. During busy decades, it saved time. The soup adapted without changing its face. New flavors appeared. Marketing shifted. The core product stayed grounded. Even pop culture noticed. When Andy Warhol painted Campbell's cans, it was not about soup. It was about how deeply the brand had settled into everyday life. Campbell's was no longer just food. It was a symbol. Modern conversations about food raise questions. Sodium levels, processing, additives, shelf life. These concerns did not matter much when the soup was created. Campbell's was built to solve a logistics problem, not to meet future health standards. That does not make it good or bad. It explains why it exists the way it does. The soup that once helped families survive busy days and tight budgets now sits at the center of a different conversation. And that conversation started long before anyone thought about labels or nutrition panels. Campbell's soup did not begin as comfort food. It began as an idea about efficiency. Less weight, less waste, easier shipping, bigger reach. The comfort came later. That single decision to remove water changed grocery stores, home cooking, and how food companies think about convenience even today. And it raises a bigger question most people never ask when they open that red and white can. What else in your kitchen exists not because it was meant to nourish you, but because it was meant to move faster, last longer, and cost less?